welcome to another episode of HomeTown podcast. We appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to talk hometown, we're going to talk bank, and we're going to talk some life. All right, today we have a special guest, Casey Jones. Welcome, Casey. I know that your time is very limited, and we appreciate you taking the time for this little discussion, I guess, or a little talk, whatever. But, in this series of interviews that we're doing, we're really trying to just introduce the people that you may not see on a day-to-day basis, and or even the ones that you do see on a day-to-day basis that you don't really know a lot about. You don't know where they're from. You don't know how many children they have. You don't know any of the things that are just basic to knowing someone and getting to know someone a little bit better. So that is the purpose with these interviews. So I always like to kind of start with, some general questions. Your hometown, where you grew up when you went to school, those kind of just simple informational type stuff. But it's something that somebody would appreciate knowing.
Born and raised here in Oneonta. I also went to Oneonta city schools my whole entire life. Went to Auburn originally after I graduated high school, but I went there for 1 year and then finished up the remaining of my college career at UAB because I got a job here at HomeTown after my freshman year of college. It was supposed to just be one of those summer things and didn't want to leave.
Turned out permanent. Well, we're so happy that it did,
Yes. Me too.
So you're married, and your husband, tell us about him.
Yes, I'm married to Skylar, and we've been married for 13 years now. I know, forever, it seems like. But yeah, he's a local pastor. And so a lot of our time is spent being involved at our church, which is now 2 churches. He just took on a second church. And so we're at Altoona First United Methodist and Oneonta United Methodist Community Church. And then I also have a son, Obadiah. He's 7, almost 8, going on 16.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, the O.
Yes, the big O.
The big O.
Yep.
Yeah, when I can't remember if my wife, Sherry, saw him or not youth, but in church, or maybe probably the nursery at that point, like nursery, like itty bitty. And she started calling him O then, and she still calls him O now. How old is O?
He's 7, about to be 8.
So he's in 3rd grade?
2nd grade.
2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And moving right along, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Ready for 12th grade?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Right.
He keeps us on our toes, keeps us super busy, plays every sport there is. Right now we're doing flag football, and he had a practice game last night. It was a lot of fun. He's playing up with the older kids this year, and so it was interesting to see how he fit in with the older kids, but he hung in right there with them.
Yeah, I think you told me a story about soccer too, right? Or is he still playing soccer? Or
No, he only played soccer. He played when he was like 3, but that's the only time he's ever played soccer. He does baseball, basketball, and flag football. Yeah. He would love to be playing tackle football, but Mom's a little hesitant on the tackle just yet.
Right. Well, that kind of hooks back to one of his, real favorites, which is wrestling, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not only him, but also my husband. I always say he never grew out of that phase. So, yes, It is pro wrestling all the time at our house. We try to go to every event that's anywhere near us, Atlanta, Nashville, Birmingham. We're usually at the wrestling event. So
yeah. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but, you were here for the discussion that the magician we had
yes,
was a pro wrestler.
Yes, he was. And I will say that was one of my favorite, Obadiah's favorite parts of the Midsummer Night Fun event was the magician walking around. He's still been talking about it.
Well, if you tell him he was a wrestler, then he's going to think he's really cool.
He knew, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, your parents still here? Are they local also?
Yes, so they are local as well. They are both well, I say they're both retired. They are both officially retired. My dad very quickly went back to work after he retired. He works for my cousin at a heating and cooling business. But yeah, mom is retired and gets to keep and hang out with Obi a whole lot.
Hmm.
We actually are working on a remodeling project for our house right now, and so they have a mobile home on their property where they're allowing us to stay while we're doing that. And we've only been there less than a week, and it has been, can I go to Pop and Rah-Rah's? As soon as he walks in the door. And so it's been kind of cool to just like pop on over there and hang out with my parents at their house.
Kind of convenient when you can spread it out, the love, you know?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and right there.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, it's like y'all didn't move back in, but you kind of did.
We're like in their yard pretty much. So, yeah.
Well, I know that remodeling thing can be a real challenge. So
we're just in the beginning phases, but I know it's going to be a challenge, but I'm excited. With my husband being a pastor, it's kind of always that, are we going to be here for a long period of time? Are we not? And so we finally just made the choice that we really did want to settle down here in Oneonta. And so our home that we purchased about almost 9 years ago, we've always just kind of made it work for us. And we got to the point where we're like, okay, we are going to be here for a while.
Right.
We're going to remodel to make it really work for our family.
Yeah. It's, by the way, that doesn't end at this one. What I'm going through right now is, we've retired. We've decided that if I ever retire, we're going to retire here. I mean, we're going to retire in place is what it's called now. The new fad that's out there or whatever you want to call it. But that's cool with me because, I can't think of a better. I'm most comfortable here. This is where our friends are and our all the things that we do. So why not? Just we can travel. We can do the things we want to do from here. Right? Just as easily as we can anywhere else. So, yeah, it's you'll find that your house is going to become more permanent. Like, hey, this we love it here. We got a great neighborhood or whatever. So,
we do. And I love being here in Oneonta. I got to speak to one of Obadiah's teammates, recently moved here and was just like explaining to his parents how awesome this community is. And I want to be here. I want my child to grow up in this community. And it's one of the things I love about working with the bank is that we do so much with the community and we invest so much back into the community. And so it's really important to me to have that why behind what I do every day. And it's very easy to find here.
Something real interesting about that, too, is that he will start having some of the same teachers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he does this year. Yes. It's funny. He has my second grade teacher, Miss Neesmith. And so she likes to call him her grand student because she had me in second grade and now she has him.
Yeah. So, because we had that experience, of course, with my children. And they'd always come home telling me who their student. And by the way, Dad, they mentioned you today. And I thought, oh, no, wait, hope not.
Oh, yeah. That's a cool part about Oneonta because the same thing for me. I remember Miss Burdette had when she had me, she would go through my mom and all like 4 of her sisters' names before she would get to me.
Yeah,
I would just answer to all my aunts and my mom's name.
So any brothers or sisters, or you're it?
It's just me.
Yeah, only child.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if you've got enough people surrounding you. It's great when that happens. But so how did you get to HomeTown other than just going from school, or did you work anywhere before? Or did you ever have a job before? How'd that work out?
The only job, like real job that I ever had, and I don't even know if you consider this a real job, is I worked at the Snow Shack the summer after I graduated high school here. So making snow cones and
that's a job. That's a real job.
I did that all summer before I left for Auburn. And I came home after my freshman year of Auburn and I really wanted to get a job. And I even remembered my dad was like, I will pay you to not take the job because he knew how much I was going to love it. And I think he was kind of afraid, like, oh, is she not going to finish school, or what's going to happen if she takes this job? And so I really want to take it. Promised my dad I was going to finish school. And so, wound up loving it. Did make some school changes after that so that I could stay here because I did love it so much. But yeah.
So I remember you started out on a teller line, right? You were being a teller, and were you in the drive-thru all the time? I can't.
Probably the majority of the time you did see me in the drive-thru because that's what I preferred. I preferred the fast pace, look at the clock and it's only 2 hours until we close, Yeah. I like the fast pace. So I was on teller line for almost like 2 years. And then I moved back to train with Hope in kind of like a loan ops role. And I think that's when she was expecting Andrew maybe. And we're like, okay, you're going to train with Hope for like 3 or 4 weeks before she has Andrew. It was like a week and then she had that baby. And I was like, okay, got a week of training under my belt. Now I just got to do her job.
Hope you listened to all the things
I
she
did
told you.
as much as I could, but I figured it out.
Yeah.
I kind of like the being thrown to the wolves learning style sometimes because it makes you be resourceful and
got to get with it.
Yeah, you got to learn fast and quick, and that's the way I like things.
Challenge works.
Yeah.
I mean, we say that around here all the time, but challenges do work. So that was a pretty monumental challenge, though, because she had a big job, and all of a sudden it was yours.
Yeah.
And at least for the time frame. But then, I thought about this earlier because we were talking about working remote, but you were our first remote employee.
I was.
And so how did that all transpire? I can't remember the details on that.
So my husband was in a co-op program for his master's degree, and they placed him. His job was at a church in Philadelphia, Mississippi. And so we were moving to Philadelphia, Mississippi to serve that church. And in my head, I was going to have to find a job there. I mean, like you said, the first person to ever work remote, like remote work was not a thing.
The first thing, no one knew anything about remote work.
So I interviewed. I had a couple banks down there, and it was very obvious I wasn't a fit. That's a whole story in and of itself. But yeah, you offered to make it work for me to be able to work from home, and we got the equipment and figured it out. Once again, here's your computer, here's your camera, go to Mississippi and figure out how to make it work. And I did.
What was interesting about that was the first time we got any experience with the backgrounds, like people's home, right? It's a room of some kind that they're doing all their work in. And so when we, flipped you up on a video conferencing back then, we didn't have Zoom.
Yeah.
And so, and behind whatever was, I think you had a sewing machine or something.
Yeah, it was probably my sewing machine table. You probably saw a lot of my cat.
The cat just kind of interrupted every once in a while.
She liked to sit in my lap and pop her head up.
But we'd always bring you in a meeting or whatever if we were having a company-wide meeting or any kind of meeting. But I thought about that earlier, that we talk a lot about remote now. Remote work is just another opportunity or another thing that we do. We don't remember that was just cutting, we were really cutting the trail at that time. You didn't have a lot of that going on. So
that was like 2012, 2013. So
12 years, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And technology is certainly today. But that was one of those things that we had to figure out the old-fashioned way of how to get a camera to you, how to get this to you.
It was huge. I remember it sat on a shelf behind my desk, and it was probably that big.
Yeah.
It was massive.
Yeah. I mean, and we were trying to get where we could get a good image. And then, of course, internet was an issue, but we got that solved. And that kind of helped us when we had to go remote or when we had made a decision to go remote with several jobs before we were forced to go remote. So we were already in that process of getting kind of equipped for that. And your experience helped us because we kind of knew where the bumps in the road were, how the difficulties would come along. So that was very helpful. And Casey, you've been kind of the guinea pig on a couple of things. We know that. And I think you were our first cinematographer,
Oh, goodness.
That goes way back, but
Way back. Oh, yeah. Those are on YouTube if anybody wants a good laugh of some original. Just look up HomeTown Bank Training Day.
Yeah.
And you'll find some gold.
Not quite up to the quality of that.
No.
Sure.
It's funny watching those because I look back and I'm like, man, I thought this was so good when I put it together. And watching it now, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
The thing I remember was Kaylee was pregnant with Braden. And y'all did a little shot at her house because she was on maternity leave.
Yeah, I think she had already had him. And we were just like, oh, well, it's okay. We'll just come to your house and shoot the video scene that we need with you. No problem.
Yeah, for our, what do we call that? Training day. Yeah. Call that training day. And you put those out there. That was cool. I do remember that. We could go on, but it's, what's one of the more unique things about here, HomeTown, that you might want to tell people about, or doesn't matter? I mean, this is not a sales podcast, by the way. We're just here to talk about what it is, get people to know you. So,
I mean, I touched a little bit on it earlier, but to me, it's just the community involvement and how much we care about our community. The reason we exist is to make our community better, because in turn, the better our community is, the better our customers are, and the more we succeed. And so,
sometimes that's hard for people to grasp.
Yeah. I love Patrick Lencioni. He's one of my favorite authors. I know we've read a lot of his books here, but in the back of one of his books is The Ministry of Management. And it just really touches on how you can still be doing ministry in like the work that you do every day. And so a lot of people are like, well, you're doing loans, processing loans, doing paperwork, doing loan operations. Like, how are you impacting, how are you doing ministry? But I don't know. To me, it's so cool because I think of like, oh, I help people buy their first house or buy that car that gets them to and from work. I helped them out during a tough time, like whatever it is. I'm able to find purpose and meaning in everything that I do. And of course, just the employees too. I love the relationships that I make here. We have an amazing staff that really cares about each other. And we've been through a lot together. There's a pretty high tenure here. And so I said, Michelle, we always joke about how we've been together longer than we've been married. She helped me with my wedding, and then she got married a little bit shortly after me. And so, yeah, we've been together for a very long period of time, a lot of us here.
That's why, I think the work or the culture is so important, is because we spend a lot of time together. And if we hang around long enough, we're going to go through those chapters of life that I always talk about with each other.
Oh, yeah.
So, you need to develop a culture that's healthy. And that's something that we work on quite a bit. But I guess one last question here is, what is it that you're really enjoying about life, you're really into right now, that you're really loving about life, I guess would be the right way to put that?
I think number one is just my family, my son. He keeps us busy. But one thing, too, that I've started recently is gardening. Never had a garden in my entire life. And I will tell you, my garden this spring started like the most haphazard thing ever. We went to Dollar Tree, of all places, and they had all their like spring gardening stuff out. And Obadiah somehow convinced me to pick up a couple packets of seeds and pots. And they are now like taller than me. Okra plants and pepper plants and all these things, and they're my little plant babies that I go out and check on every morning and as soon as I get home from work. And so that's kind of been my joy and what I put a lot of time and effort and energy into lately.
Well, that's a great thing to learn and use and do. And of course, Obadiah's getting something out of that too. And I tell you, gardening is understated sometimes as far as the value. I'm talking about what it does for you, how it frees you up, your mind, your, just getting outside and seeing, feeling, smelling, all that stuff. All the senses. And This is cool.
It's something about like going out there and knowing that that is relying on me to take care of it. And then at the end of the day, it produces something for me to enjoy.
Yeah.
I just think that that's
is
so
neat.
cool.
Yeah. Full circle.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks again, Casey. I know that your time, again, is very valuable, and we appreciate you taking this time. Thanks for tuning in to the HomeTown podcast, and we'll see you next time.